Hello from the streets of Frankfurt, Germany. In this video, we'll fly economy class with Lufthansa from Frankfurt to Tokyo aboard the iconic Boeing 747-8, the Queen of the Skies. We'll explore the history of the 747, review Lufthansa's economy class, and enjoy some cinematic montages. Without further ado, let's get started.
Is presented to the world. This is a milestone in Boeing history, a time to look forward, and a time to look back.
I visited Frankfurt briefly for a day after an inbound flight from Minneapolis. I specifically chose to circumnavigate the globe on my journey to Japan to experience the Boeing 747-8. Let's dive deeper into the history of the 747 and explore why the -8 variant is particularly interesting. The 747 needs no introduction. It's a true icon of aviation history. Entering service in 1970 with Pan Am, the 747 has carried over 7.5 billion passengers, just shy of the world's entire population in its history. With 1,574 aircraft built between 1968 and 2023, the 747-8 is the latest and final variant of the 747. Compared to its predecessor, the -400, the -8 features 4 General Electric GE-NX engines, a nearly all-new wing with raked wingtips, an extended fuselage, and an increased max takeoff weight just shy of 1 million pounds. The first traces of a significantly stretched 747 date back to the close of the 20th century. In the 1990s, Boeing experimented with several 747 stretch proposals, the -500X, -600X, and -700. Interestingly, there were 2 separate -500 proposals around this time frame, with one featuring unducted fan engines, effectively prop fans, powered by General Electric in 1986, although these plans never materialized. The -500, 600, and 700X proposals, first unveiled at the 1996 Farnborough Air Show, all featured extended fuselages, a new, larger wing derived from the then-new 777, more powerful engines, and the -700X proposal even increased the number of tires from 2 to 4 on the nose gear and from 16 to 20 on the main landing gear. These concepts were truly impressive, with even ideas to widen the fuselage to allow the -700X to carry 650 passengers while maintaining the range of the 400, an impressive feat. Unfortunately, a weakened economy and limited interest from airline customers led to Boeing shelving the project. However, the idea of a stretched 747 resurfaced in 2000, with a new stretched derivative of the -400 being proposed to compete with the Airbus A3XX, now known as the A380. This proposal was more modest than earlier concepts, but once again, airline interest waned, with some customers feeling it didn't offer enough improvement over the -400. Finally, in 2004, Boeing announced the 747 Advanced proposal, which would eventually become the 747-8. This new variant featured technologies from the 787, such as raked wingtips, Chevron engine nacelles, and 777 and 787-based cockpit and cabin improvements. The 747-8 was officially launched in 2005, albeit with much more modest design changes compared to proposals in the 1990s. While it shared many parts with the -400, the 747-8 offered a more efficient design, with Boeing claiming up to a 21% reduction in trip costs compared to the Airbus A380 and a 6% reduction in seat mile cost. However, passenger interest remained low, and only 3 airlines ultimately received the passenger variant: Lufthansa, Korean Air, and Air China. The cargo version of the 747-8, with minor design changes, saw more success, comprising the bulk of the orders. Intended to fill the niche between the Airbus A380 and the Boeing 777-300ER, the 747-8, along the Airbus A380, have been effectively replaced in many markets by newer twin-engine aircraft, such as the Airbus A350, 787, and 777X. As passenger variants of the 747-400 and -8 have dwindled, Lufthansa remains one of the few carriers offering the 747-8 in passenger service, making this experience particularly special for aviation enthusiasts like myself. Once the 747 and Airbus A380s are retired, there will be next to no opportunity to fly on a 4-engine aircraft, especially a double-decker aircraft, so I really wanted to cherish this moment. I began my trek to the airport via one of the many rail lines in Germany. Upon arrival, I made my way swiftly through security. Depending on your departure point and airline, Frankfurt Airport offers several security checkpoints, which helps streamline the process. While security was efficient, immigration and customs were a bit slow. If you're traveling through Frankfurt as a non-EU citizen, I recommend arriving plenty early, just in case there are long lines at immigration. Lufthansa's online check-in and app experience are intuitive, making the check-in process quick and easy. I was able to head straight to my gate without needing to speak to an agent. The Frankfurt airport is clean, with numerous duty-free shops, entertainment options, and plenty of seating areas for passengers. There's no shortage of things to do while waiting for your flight. Upon reaching my gate, I had the opportunity to do some plane spotting. Here's a few clips. Boarding was straightforward, with multiple zones based on cabin class. 2 jet bridges were in use, and as an economy passenger, I boarded through the second bridge. The Lufthansa staff were friendly, and the boarding process went smoothly, which was impressive for such a large aircraft. I took to my seat, 18K, on the right side of the aircraft. Lufthansa arranges their 747s in a 3-4-3 seating configuration in economy class. At my seat, I found a blanket, pillow, and small earbuds waiting for me. While functional, the earbuds were not as comfortable as the over-ear headsets provided by some competitors like Cathay Pacific. Lufthansa uses Recaro Comfort Line 3520 seats in economy class. With a seat width of 17.3 inches, 44 centimeters, seat pitch or legroom of 31 inches, 78 centimeters, and a recline of 6 inches, 15 centimeters. While the space was sufficient for the flight, it wasn't exceptional compared to other carriers. In fact, US airlines like Southwest and JetBlue offer more legroom on their smaller aircraft for economy class passengers. USB-A sockets for charging and a 9-inch touchscreen display was available, though the display was occasionally unresponsive. A 2-part foldable tray table was also provided, along with coat hooks at the side. Wi-Fi is also provided on the flight, albeit at a price. Depending on the route and amount of time you'd like to use the in-flight Wi-Fi, the price varies. Soon afterwards, we pushed back from the gate and began our departure. Let's watch. Soon after departure, menus were distributed and meal service began. Both a Japanese and a Western option were available. I opted for the Western meal, which included dumplings filled with spinach, sushi with cucumber, bread, fruit, noodles, and chocolate for dessert. The food was decent, but didn't stand out compared to meals I've had on airlines like Cathay Pacific, JetBlue, or Hong Kong Airlines. It was nice to see real metal utensils provided in economy though. Unfortunately, I ordered the wrong meal, which was my fault entirely for not double checking with the flight attendant. However, I would have preferred if the in-flight menu and crew were more specific on which meal was which. I'll learn for the future. After dinner, I tried the in-flight entertainment again. The unresponsive screen was frustrating and required my stylus to navigate. While functional, I was disappointed at how cumbersome it was to use the IFE screen. Staying on topic with the IFE system, the 747-8 offers onboard cameras similar to those on the Airbus A350. However, the quality of the 747's cameras weren't that great, especially in sunlight, as there was too much bloom and it was challenging to see details during the daytime. Before heading to bed, I checked out the lavatory. It was clean and surprisingly spacious. Though, unlike carriers like Cathay Pacific, Lufthansa does not provide amenities such as hand gel or lotion for their economy class passengers. I was able to sleep for several hours with my seat reclined, occasionally checking the in-flight map and watching the sunrise as I awaited breakfast. A quick note, due to the Russo-Ukrainian war, our flight path had to be rerouted to avoid Russian airspace, which added to our flight time. Breakfast was then served, consisting of fruit yogurt, scrambled eggs with sweet potato ragu, and chocolate. Once again, the food was warm and acceptable, but not particularly memorable, especially compared to meals, as mentioned before, on Cathay Pacific, JetBlue, or Hong Kong Airlines. Furthermore, Lufthansa doesn't give many options for its passengers in economy class, meal-wise. I understand that economy passengers often don't get many choices. We're at the back of the airplane and in the lowest class. However, for such a long flight, large aircraft, and compared to other airlines I've flown in economy, I was expecting a little more. Even JetBlue offers multiple food options during all their meal services for their economy class passengers on transatlantic flights, and they only fly narrow-body Airbus A321 aircraft, which are a fraction of the size of the 747. However, that doesn't take away from the cabin crew, as they were all very attentive and kind. On a few occasions, I would ask for extra water or pretzels, and they would respond quickly and kindly. Nevertheless, as the sun rose, we began our descent and arrival into Tokyo. Let's watch.
Be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss. Screw
The arrival into Tokyo was straightforward, and we pulled into the gate on time. My apologies about not having much airport footage or immigration and customs footage. I needed to quickly get to the rail lines to meet a friend in the city, so you may see some B-roll footage of Tokyo and not all of the airport. Nevertheless, the process was straightforward, with a short walk to fill out immigration forms, and the line moved very quickly. You can fill out a form physically in Japan, or by filling out a pre-register immigration and custom form online beforehand to skip the line and wait. If you're traveling by rail, be sure to visit an ATM machine. I recommend a 7-Eleven ATM right next to the exit of immigration and customs to withdraw physical cash, as you'll need physical yen to purchase a ticket or load a transit card in Tokyo. In conclusion, my experience on the Lufthansa 747-8 from Frankfurt to Tokyo was fine. Nothing extraordinary, but nothing to complain about either. If I had to sum up my feelings, it would be meh. The 747 itself was fantastic to fly on, offering a comfortable experience from an aircraft perspective. However, compared to other long-haul economy flights with North American and Asian carriers, I expected more from Lufthansa. Having recently flown Lufthansa in business class and thoroughly enjoying it, the drop in quality was disappointing. Lufthansa is undergoing a revitalization effort with a new livery, Allegra's cabins, and modern aircraft. However, delays and mismanagement have hindered progress, leaving older equipment in cabins in service for several more years than intended. The 747-8 fleet, in particular, feels dated. While plans to retrofit the aircraft with new Allegra's cabins are in place, featuring updated economy, premium economy, business, and possible first-class seats, these upgrades won't be completed until late 2025 or 2026 due to ongoing delays. As a pilot and enthusiast, the chance to fly in the 747 was great, and I don't regret it. However, Lufthansa's economy class product doesn't do the aircraft justice, at least on their older equipment it doesn't. I'm confident that once the retrofits are complete, or on their newer equipment such as the Airbus A350, the experience will improve significantly. For now, I wouldn't go out of my way to book Lufthansa economy on older equipment, but I also wouldn't avoid it either. It lands squarely in the "it's fine" category for me. If you've ever flown Lufthansa on the 747, I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments. I read all comments and try to respond when I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.